Good morning, 3rd January 22 Z12. We have recently seen a labor reform number 8 in Spain, which is really rubbish. Why? Because it really protects those workers that have 160,000 euros indemnity, like all public workers. Again, Europe. You don't really know what you're talking about, as we used to say at whole university. I'm going to repeat. Don't even know what you're talking about. They have just protected fixed workers that earn 60,000 euros, like the water consortium here, productivity 1%, Bilbao Council, same thing, 650 million euro budget for Bilbao Council. They are going to spend it all. In resume, we have 34% social security for Zs, then 20% income tax. No one taught this to Zs, but it is about time you learn and you complain. You must complain. Your mother and your father are going to do peanuts for you. Agatha Christie used to say, your enemy is always in your house, in your table. Go and fight for your rights. They have just sheltered barriers of entry in the labor market and barriers of exit, indemnity to fire them because they're worth 60,000 euros and their productivity is zero. Of course, judges in Spain have a 1% productivity, sentences in 7 years. How can those defend the business persons, the Zs? They are going to defend themselves. 10 million unproductive workers in Spain, which are employed by 5 institutions. Let me just mention this. EU, we have the Council. They are not going to reduce taxes 70% because all these 5 institutions, they multiply times 5 tasks, and each process, they cut it in 5. Let me stress to you what is it to cut one process: employment, training, health. You see, COVID, disaster, cut in 5 and then cut in 220 countries. Yes, I'm not going to be bothered to cut in so much. This is what you get when you pay €1. Yes, this is what you get. Yes. Then we have the Vizcay province. Again, so many buildings in the center of Bilbao. What they do, they're nothing. Just digitalize them. Then the Basque government, then the central government, and then we have the European government. 5 institutions. Now, they are sheltering themselves. This labor reform is to shelter the barriers of exit, so we cannot fire them. They are earning 60,000 euros. Zs in Spain today are happy with 15,000 euros minimum wage, with lawyers' degrees, economists, but if you employ them, 54% exactly is tax. Now, if we have 1 talented, 2 talented, all of them talented Zs, then we pay them instead of 30,000 euros, let's say 35,000. So income tax will grow from 20 to 25. So then it's 25 income tax plus 34 social security. Then it is 59% tax. You see? Why? Because they want no Z to be better than those public workers with the rights. This is discrimination, Europeans. Discrimination. Zs cannot enter in the labor market because those in Europe, in Northern Europe, don't really care. They're too lazy to learn. That we cannot fire, but paying 200,000 euros indemnities, each of those 60,000 yearly wages, which occupy 4 jobs for Zs. This is very simple fact. And you are going to grant them 190 billion help for COVID? Come on. These 5 institutions are going to start having meetings to see how they divide the 190 billion, and they are going to spend it. without providing it to small medium companies that provide 90% employment and therefore 90% of Z's millennials. Come on, did you go to university? What a waste of time. Tell your mama and your dad in the European Union that they must get out. Why? Because this labor reform, what has done is increase the barriers for those 10 million incompetent 1% key performance indicator workers sheltered by the judges. Because if there is a dispute, we have to go to the justice. And those judges, they have the same incompetent percentage of 1% effectivity. So they are going to defend the public workers. They are sheltered. No threat, no millennial can get into unless there is equality in indemnity. 1 month per year worked. So, for example, I know companies that have 23-year-old workers, seniority, and that instead of paying 1 month per year seniority, we have to pay 2 months. Why? Then it costs 160 to file them, which should cost 80. Probably a lot of companies will start filing like peanuts. Yes, because we need those vets. We business people need those vets, millennials. We need you. So please, Europe, don't keep just doing this blindfolded again, deaf again. Defend non-discrimination, positive discrimination, like consuls here. Zeds, millennials, you have the right, you have to complain. This labor reform is peanuts. They have done it to defend themselves. They think you are thick. You must fight for yourself. Happy New Year. Take care, like, subscribe.